All right. Greetings. This is Terra Lumination. Hello, dear Libra. That's you. This is a January 2019 Astrodoodles mini micro report. Terra Lumination makes these reports anyway for clients, personal readings, and things like that. So there's no point in wasting them. I thought I'd share them. We've done it glimpses now and again in some of the tarot videos, but I felt like this month is such a dynamic month. We should just make your own private little videos. You can watch for your sun, moon, and rising too, okay, Libras? So I just want to get a couple things in before we even start looking at the Libra. It's a very, very strong month. We got two huge eclipses, massive firewall of, not a firewall, just a massive, massive, like surf wave of Capricorn energy starting very early on, and that's part of the eclipse. Now, the Capricorn Libra dynamic in Western astrology is considered challenging. It's called a hard square. So it could be a very challenging, interesting, very dynamic, moving, almost a destabilizing month. So please allow for that, Libra, because you do love stability and the harmony in the home and the family and all that kind of stuff. This is for everybody. Please just make a note of the basic dates. We've got all planets going direct just after the new moon, January 7th. Okay, so it's a big rush. It's like a dam bursting open. It's pretty rare that it happens. So 2019 has almost 8 weeks of this. It's mind-boggling. So early 2019 is going to be very dynamic. The next thing, new moon eclipse, January the 5th. Lots of Capricorn energy. Mars and Aries all month. Okay, that's hard squaring to you. Actually, full opposition to you. Well, I'll show you in a moment. The big Capricorn stellium. The sweet stuff is Venus and Sagittarius, January 7th for the rest of the month, along with Jupiter. So that is very, very nice for you, Libra. The full moon, okay, the sun enters Aquarius January 20th, okay? And at the same time, more or less, we have the full moon lunar eclipse. We're almost at the 0 points here of the planets and the degrees. So the moon will be in Leo and the sun will be in Aquarius. We'll look at this in a moment. Okay, I just want to show you here. This is a classic Terra Lumination Astrodoodle, and this one happens to be for Libra, January 2019. I just cherry-picked a few things. I hope to get something out of this. I'm going to move it up close to the screen so you can see some of this, hopefully read some of it, and do the pause and rewinds if you have to. Now I'm going to give you my notes here. So this is all about you, Libra. Put you on the horizon here, the first house. Excuse me. First thing that jumps out, we'll come to the rest in a moment. The first thing that jumps out to Terra Illumination is Mars in Aries all month in your 7th house of significant one-on relationships. This is the house of marriage, which simultaneously happens to be the house of open enemies for some people, because that's what happens when you get into that 7th house one-on-one polarized relationship where there's nowhere to hide. It's like looking right in a mirror. It's not a deflected, there's nothing, it's face on. There's nowhere to hide. At least you know where you stand. So Mars can really activate it and make things very passionate, very exciting, but also it could trigger conflict. It could trigger activity, a lot of, let's say, froth and activity or desires to get things and do things. And you might feel that coming at you from a significant other. So that's you, Libra. But all that froth is happening out here with Mars and Aries from a significant other. So they might be very, very active in some ways that are maybe not acceptable to you, or maybe very exciting for you. That's your story. You have to live that. The next thing I want to point to is the eclipses over here. The huge new moon solar eclipse, January the 5th in Capricorn, that's down here in the foundations of your life, okay? It's a huge Capricorn stellium. So this is your equivalent of 4th house, okay? Let me mark that in here, 4th. So it might be like the feeling of tectonic plates getting really shifted here in the foundations of your life. Everything that you thought was stable about your home could be getting seriously ripped up, as everything and anything that is evolutionarily redundant for you gets shut out and swept away. and everything that evolutionary is important for you is brought into your life. New beginnings. Think of this as new beginnings in the structures and your foundations of home and family. What's going on there? Is it good? Is it bad? Whatever it is, it's going to be an eclipse. And so things are going to be ripped away. Eclipses have kind of no mercy in a way. They're like switches, they're like gateways, evolutionary gateways, where you come into the eclipse, you enter the eclipse, and you come out the other side, and the gateway's shut. Okay, you can't go back this way. It's like forced evolution. So it could be very, very uncomfortable here, or it could be amazing. How do you handle that? So moving on. Okay, let's do the sweet stuff here. Okay, I put a little green thing around it because Venus is in Sagittarius, your seventh, for January 7th, and that's in your third house of communications and things, day-to-day activities, and just living your life efficiently. So that could be sweet for you. It could be really, really good for getting communications working better between yourself and your significant others. So the big thing, this is where it gets a little weird for tarot illumination. I didn't put this on any of the other charts, but it really, I can't help it. It really jumps out to me. The sun enters Aquarius over here, January 20th, okay? That's your fifth house of true love, romance, play, fun, happiness, excitement, being able to be front stage and center, okay? Great, fantastic. That's harmonious with you. Aquarius and Libra get along very well. Now, towards the end of the month, January 20th, we have the big eclipse, full moon lunar eclipse, January 20th. This is the end of the Aquarius Leo axis for about 20 years now when it comes to the eclipses in the North Node. So in a way, let's be grateful. So the sun is in Aquarius and the moon is in Leo. So what we're talking about here is very, let's say, egalitarian, impersonal, not romantic type of energy, more platonic in terms of the energy of love and relationship and love and romance that's being stirred up here. So everything could become very like friendly and platonic and verging on spiritual as you head towards the 12th house here. When it comes to, like, say, your love life or the relationships that you have at home and family. So big shifts and changes here. What's happening in the home and family, and how is that affecting your love life? Okay. And with this emphasis here on the profound relationships, that ramps it up even more. Now, please don't freak out, but Uranus is sitting right here, going retrograde back into Aries, okay, for months. And we're just kind of crossing the 0 points here. So it's a very strong energy. So this is very, very, can be very disruptive. Like, look at the Weather Channel, all the hurricanes, volcanoes, earthquakes, lava, the fires, and everything that are very unpredictable. And it's to do with just nature. This is just nature being nature. And we have to deal with it. So there's a lot of jolting upheavals, shifts, and changes going on here. That could be a lot to handle. There's an awful lot on your plate here, Libra. So please, if you need to reach out, check out the links below, the buttons over here, subscribe, like, membership, watch your sun, moon, and rising, consider First Friday healing events, things like that, okay? All the best, Libra. I'll just hold that here for stationary for just a second. Okay, that's enough. Bye. Have a good one. Bye.